you see him? Stop it. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. I am fully embracing the spring summer weather. As you can tell, I'm wearing this really amazing cardigan that I actually thrifted. I actually just filmed the book haul for New York City for my birthday, and I figured why not just go ahead and let's go ahead and pick my TBR for March, because it's actually almost the end of February. This is the last week in February. I think today is the 24th or 25th, and so we don't really have a whole lot of time before March gets here. And to be very honest, my February TBR went kind of out the window this month, and that is fully unexpected because there are a lot of books on my February TBR that I was really excited to read. Honestly, all of them I was like really excited to read. I have fully binged the entire Reign of Ruins series. I'll talk about that series at some point, probably in my next wrap up video, but that series has taken over my life. So yeah, I think I've already talked enough. Let's pick my TBR for March. I still have my Acorn TBR jar, which we will be picking 5 prompts out of this. And then I did find this cute little container for prompts that are books that have been on my TBR for a long time. So that is what is in here. This used to be a little mini jar, but it's just more fun. And it's really cute, and I love the vibes of this. So without further ado, give it a good shake. I'll just pick one. I recently redid this as well, so a lot of these are freshly put in here. I just read it. Oh man. Guild by Raven Kennedy. This is the start of another series that I could fully see myself binging. So wow, I was not expecting to pick that book this month. I did end up buying this like special version of it just because I thought it was really beautiful. I don't know if I'll continue honestly buying these because I don't know, it does seem a little like cheaply made. Like this looks like it should be foil, but it's not. I don't know, I can already tell there's like some weird like water damage or something, but it is a pretty edition. But for me to hunt down every single one of these, I don't know if I will do that. But if you've not heard of this series before, where have you been? I honestly don't really know any much more about it besides the girl is like fully made of gold. King Midas and Araya. Romance, intrigue, and danger. This immersive adult fantasy series is addictive as it is unexpected. Gold floors, gold walls, gold furniture, gold clothes, and High Bell and King Midas's castle built into the frozen mountain. Everything is made of gold. And this is a fantasy romance. That's about all I really know. Wow, I just realized that this was in here. That's beautiful. I don't know, guys. I've been holding on to the series for a long time, and this is a very hyped series at this point. A lot of people have already read it. I've seen mixed reviews, so I have had it for a while, so I think it's about time that I at least give it a try. I don't have to continue the series if I don't want to, but I think that this has the potential of being really good series. Where can I put these? So that was book number 1. Now we will move on to the fun stuff and pick some random prompts. This is already so hard to get out. I'm also scared it's all gonna just like fall out everywhere. So I'll pick 5 from here, and I'll probably only pick 5 this month because I am still going to be reading or like trying to fit in last month's TBR into this month because I do really want to read those books. So I will do my best to just read everything I pick, but I don't know. You never know where this is gonna go. I should probably put a prompt in here that says like read from last month's TBR or something. First book on Goodreads. Wow, we haven't gotten this one in a while. Okay, that's kind of fun. What I'll do is I will pull up my Goodreads and I'll screen share. And basically the first book that I'll just scroll, and the first book that I see, I will read from my physical TBR. Well, does this count? I just pulled it up. Honestly, yeah, let's just count it. That was so boring, but like, how could I not? I think we'll go with that. That's pretty freaking crazy. So Daggermouth it is. That's wild, because I just hauled this and this book has been wildly reviewed recently. So here she is, the beautiful full-size indie paperback. These books are just always so good to hold. But this is Daggermouth by H.M. Wolf. This book has been going around the internet for a while. It's a dystopian, I want to say probably romance if I had to guess. And it's been compared to all of the things, dystopian, Hunger Games, and I have just heard like really insane things about this. A lot of people are like freaking out over the ending, so I'm curious what type of cliffhanger we're gonna get. Overly hyped books make me super nervous because it's always 50-50. There's a 50% chance that I'm gonna like it, and to be honest, most of the time it's just like okay for me for whatever reason. I don't know if I'm just like not following the right people that have the same like taste in books as me or what, but I have a lot of hope for this one because I know that H.M. Wolf is a well-loved author, and a couple people who I do really trust their reviews said it was really good. So I'm excited to try it. I think it'll be an interesting, unique, wild ride, probably. We will see. I am excited for this one. All right, well, that was an easy one. We have 4 more to pick. This one looks like it's been picked a lot, so I'm just gonna not put that one in. I'm gonna take that one out because I'm tired of picking the same prompts. If you guys have been watching for a while, I feel like we do pick like the same prompts. This one feels like it's never been opened before, so let's pick this one. It's nice and small and like really crunched up there. Watch it be one we pick every single time. I can't really see. Ooh, free swap. Okay. Free swap. Because we only have 2 books so far, I'm gonna hold on to this until the end. That's really fun. I'm really excited we got a free swap. All right, so we'll pick 3 more. This one. I also didn't really talk about like what books I've been wanting or like what's been on my radar recently, because nothing's really been on my radar recently except for Mages of the Wheel or the Rain and Ruin series. So I'm kind of open to really whatever. But I will probably want to jump right into a series soon. A book you think will break your heart. I love picking this one because I have so many books that I think are gonna break my heart. Okay, honestly, I could put My Friends back on the TBR. Should I do that? I think that might be a good idea. It's always like either a Frederick Bachman book or this series, The Final Wish of Mr. Murray McBride by Joe Sipple. And this is on my 26 to read 26. And this is the last book in the series. And I think I'm getting ready to be ready to read this. But because My Friends was on my February TBR, I'm feeling more inclined to pick that one. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna pick My Friends. I think I'm gonna put this back on my TBR for March. I think it's gonna make me cry. I'm really excited for it. I love Frederick Bachman, and I'm really sad that I didn't really get around to it in February because it is a book I do want to read really soon. So I'm definitely gonna put this back on. Oh, she's still down there on the chair, by the way, just chilling. I love him so much. All right, let's pick the 2 more. Okay, this one feels like it hasn't been picked in a while, forever. Is that a long one? Can't tell. Recommended to you from a friend, Instagram, or Booktube. So this one definitely leaves it to interpretation sometimes because that's a lot of recommendations. So, you know what I'm gonna do? Gosh, you know what I really should do is finish the series that I'm reading so far, but I do really want to start Riftborn. I don't know, why is this one so hard for me? Because I'm scared to put Riftborn on there because I know that that's another series that I'm gonna wanna read back to back because everybody says that Dustbound and The Ascended are much better than Riftborn. So I can always plan to read it towards the end of the month, but that means that if I end up really loving it, I'm gonna be reading another 500-page book and then like an 800-page book, which is fine, but like that's gonna throw my TBR away again. But to be honest, we're just gonna do it. We are just going to do it. And I think, honestly, I haven't really heard people talk about it recently. But yeah, I think I'm ready to start it. The only thing is, I'm not so sure about guilds. You know, I haven't really decided on like a rule as far as swapping books that were out of that specific jar. So I might just keep guild in there, read it, and then see if that's something that I want to continue or not. because I still have my free swap. I don't know why. So this is a hard one. I just have so many books that I'm really excited about in this TBR so far. And Dawn of the North and Throne of Nightmares, which, can you even see that? I wish I could read more. Pick a shelf. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Pick a shelf, count backwards using a number generator. Pick a shelf. Let's pick. I thought it was gonna be fun and easy, and it's not. It's hard. So can you see me over here? So over here is my literary fiction / general fiction shelf. I could choose that shelf, or I could choose my fantasy 26 to read 2026 shelf, which I probably should do that. But the thing about that is I already have so many series on this stack right now. So I guess I don't really have so many, I have one. And this is a good one because if I want to swap it, I can. All right, this is what we're gonna do. I already just changed my mind again. You know what I'm gonna do? This is fun. We're gonna do my 26 to read 2026 because I am a good, committed reader and following the rules that I've made for myself. This is the shelf. I'm going to take out a number generator. 1 to 22. 2. Okay. Pick a shelf and count backwards using a number generator. So we counted this way, so we have to, should that count? I mean, sure. These are the first 2 books on the shelf, okay? It was 1, 2. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick Dustbound. What ended up happening was the count backwards by the number generator was 2, and the second book backwards from that shelf was The Ascended, which is the 3rd book actually in this series. Instead, I'm going to put Dustbound on the TBR. So now we have Riftborn and Dustbound on March's TBR. So we're gonna just be reading them back to back, I'm assuming, because this seems like the type of series that I'm gonna want to binge. And I've heard that this book is much better than the first one, which we just talked about. Technically, these are all the books that are on my March TBR, and I have a free swap still. Do I even wanna free swap anything? Because I don't really want to get rid of any of these books on here. So I think what I might do is honestly put this back and pick another one, because I like this the way that it is. I think I need to read this regardless. I really wanna read this, really wanna read that, and I definitely wanna read these 2, and it kind of just worked out perfectly with that last prompt. I'm just gonna pick another prompt out of this jar instead. Just trying to shake her up a little bit. We probably did absolutely nothing, but you know, we tried. And I'm kind of sad we didn't get to use the free swap. Letter generator picks first letter of the title. That's interesting. Okay, get a letter generator out instead of the number generator. That's really funny. I feel like when we do these types of prompts, we always get like clusters of the same one. Watch it come up with like Z or something crazy like that. All right, ready? A through Z. L. That's kind of an odd letter. I'm gonna have a little think on this one because we might not even have a book that starts with L. I actually just found one. Oh my gosh, guys. Legends and Lattes. This is one of the series that I wanted to read this year. Okay, so we have Legends and Lattes. Let me go just take a little peruse. I just looked through every single book that I own, and I only have 3 books that start with the letter L. And I'm not including like T for the or anything like that. Like, it has to start with the letter L or it doesn't count. So the first one you already saw, Legends and Lattes, which I do really want to read this book. I'm really curious about it. And then Left of Forever by Tara Dewitt. I bought this book last summer. I bought it for the cover and then I've heard a lot of really good reviews about it. But this is just like a contemporary romance, and I have been fully not in the contemporary romance mood like at all. But I usually do read a couple like in the summertime. But I don't know about this one. And then the last one that I have, which has been on my TBR for a while, is called Lud in the Mist or Lud in the Mist by Cope Marelise. I don't know a whole lot about this book. I truly just picked it up originally because of the cover, and it seems like it's like a classic fairy tale or a classic, a dark, enchanting, rediscovered classic. Lud in the Mist follows the respectable mayor of the town Lud in the Mist on a quest to bring his children back from fairyland. I'm really, really curious about this book, and I do really want to read this. And it has been sitting on my shelf. This is like one of those books that just gets overlooked a lot. It's just because we're feeling a little like empowered recently, is we're gonna put both of these on the TBR. Call that even for putting back the swap. Both of these are also like shorter little books, and I think they'll be a little bit easier to get through as well. So these are gonna be on our TBR for March. I'm very, very excited for this TBR. I think this will be a good one. I am maybe a little like hopeful that I'm gonna be able to get through all of these books this month. Yeah, I'm just going to try my best. And I like this actually because it definitely leaves me some room to mood read through the stack and kind of pick what I'm feeling at the time. I'll probably read Riftborn and Dustbound towards the end of the month because I'm gonna probably want to go right into the Ascended after that. And then Guild, I just need to read it because it needs to get off my TBR if I'm not gonna read it. I will kind of leave these two on the top for interpretation whenever that time comes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did. It was very interesting. I think we picked some different prompts than we usually do, which is kind of fun. And yeah, if you've read any of these books, let me know. And I will do a wrap-up video at some point to talk about all the ones that I've read this month. So thank you guys so much for being here again. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys in the next video next Saturday. Bye guys.